Good to
Teresa, do
me.
you have it live streaming now?
Give thumbs up.
Good.
Thumbs up?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't see her on my screen here. Let me. All right, we'll go ahead and bring the meeting to order. And the first thing on agenda is Pam Goffman.
Okay, first off is I have payroll that was distributed today for all county employees for $156,172.19.
Any discussion?
I'll make that motion approved, Tom.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. We'll go for a vote. Randy?
Aye.
Okay. Motion made, second, carried 3-0. Pam?
Next, I've got claims, and I emailed these all out for your review. They were also being paid for today, February 1st. County General was $425,961.04. The highway was $62,209.84, and advances of $157,060.74 with a grand total of $645,231.62. Does anybody have any
discussion?
questions about any of the claims?
Any discussion? Greg or Randy?
I'll make a motion to approve it all except for advanced claim item number 15. And the reason for that is I can't approve that one because that one's me. So
Oh, so you abstain from that?
I abstain from that one item, yes.
Okay. Randy?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and second. Go for a vote. And Greg?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
I vote aye also. Motion made, second, carried 3-0.
And the last thing I have is at the last meeting, I gave you the November meetings, but for some reason, I guess I thought November 2nds were done and they were not. So I think Teresa emailed you out November 2nd meetings. So we need to get those approved also so I can get those sent off to the state.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and second. Vote. Greg?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
I also vote aye. Motion made, second, carried 3-0 to approve the November 2nd.
Okay, that is all I have. And now I think I'm going to shut down because my dogs don't want to seem to be quiet. So.
Next thing on agenda, Steve Howe is request to declare a list of equipment that he emailed to us as scrap. And I, for one, has not only reviewed the list, but physically have seen the equipment. And yes, it needs to go to scrap, in my opinion. So any discussion, Greg or Randy?
No, I have not seen the equipment. I've seen the list, and actually I talked to Jared and they said it was scrap, what he said. So I'll make that motion to approve it as scrap.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and second. Go for vote. Randy?
Aye.
Aye.
I've also vote aye. Yeah, and as a comment, they've used up all of this equipment. I mean, it's they're not wasting it. So motion made, second, carried 3-0. Steve, Hal, I saw that you were on here. Do you have anything else?
No, that was all I had. I did want to tell you guys we did get our oil tank delivered, and we're going to try to get it set up next week, where we'll have our patching oil there at the garage. And that equipment some of that had been around since the early 80s, and there was nothing left that was any good on any of it. But I do appreciate it.
A couple of trucks is ones that you had that were in an accident, and you used up the spare parts off of them. Is that correct? They were total?
Yes, we took off everything we could use, all the parts we thought we could ever use, and one of them was had that double frame, and that salt gets in between them frames, and you think you've got it washed out there, and in a few years your frame's rusted in two. That was one of them. We took several parts off of that one, and the bed and everything, but all this other stuff was pretty much just a few pieces. Most of it's rusted really bad.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Steve, can you
Next
get me a
thing-
copy of that list? Because Marilyn sent me the email that we were going to do this, but the list was not attached.
You should have it now, Pam. I did send it the second time with
Okay.
it attached. If you don't have it, let me know. But I sent you and the commissioners both forgot to attach it the first time I sent it.
Okay, thank you. I was out today, so I will check it tomorrow morning. Thank you.
I just forwarded it to Pam too, just in case. So
Okay, next thing on the agenda, Teresa.
I've got you all down next. I've got you down next.
Oh, yeah, I did skip one. Next on the status of the courthouse, as far as keeping it open or keeping it closed to public, open for business, closed to public. I did talk to Lucy Goffman today as far as the circuit court, and she believes that it would be to her best interest in the circuit court to remain the same as status as we are through February. So Randy or Greg, do you have any discussion?
same comment as last time. It's probably best just to match what they're doing to make it consistent.
Okay.
I agree with that. And I did talk to Lucy also today, and I think we ought to go through the month of February and look at it in the 1st of March and see where we're at.
So is that a motion, Randy?
Yes, that would be a motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion made and second. The motion is to remain the same status as we are with the courthouse until the March 2nd meeting. I believe it is March 1st.
First,
I'm sorry. Okay. Motion made and second. Go for a vote. Randy?
Aye.
Great.
Aye.
Motion made second, carried 3-0. All right, now Teresa.
okay. I sent you each a copy of the 2021 Title VI implementation plan and the 2021 Title VI goals and 2020 accomplishments report. Basically, this plan and the accompanying report are pretty much identical to what was last year. But we do have to revisit this each year and approve each year's plan. And that's part of the requirements of having the Title VI implementation plan. And so I'll just read the quick statement here that Perry County values each individual's rights and intends to provide equal opportunity and equitable service for the citizens of Perry County. As a recipient of federal funds, Perry County will conform to Title VI and all related statutes, regulations, and directives, which provide that no person shall be excluded from participation in, denied benefits of, or subjected to discrimination on the grounds of race, color, age, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, disability, national origin, religion, income status, or limited English proficiency. As a part of this plan, we have to have Title VI assurances with respect to receiving funding through the Federal Highway Program, just making sure that we have the right verbiage in contracts and clauses and such are given in the plan to follow. We named the Title VI coordinator, which is me, and we outline our grievance policy and procedure. And we also have policies for environmental justice and limited English proficiency. And each year I always look at the last census data that was available to us. And right now we are still at a very high percentage, 99.7% of the county's population, estimated population age 5 and older, speak English very well. We haven't had no reports from any department heads or any staff about any encounters with people who have not been able to speak English. No complaints on file. So that basically stays, the rest of that pretty much stays the same. The goals and accomplishments report basically is just continue with an ADA and Title VI newsletter that I put out once a year. We do post an annual non-discrimination statement in the local newspaper. We post it also in public buildings, the county public buildings, and continue monitor census data and keep a list of federally funded transportation projects. Make sure that non-discrimination language is included in those contracts. And that pretty much is that with the Title VI. So if you all are okay with that, just need you to approve the Title VI implementation plan and the goals and accomplishments report. And then as part of the Title VI plan is the Title VI non-discrimination policy, which that will be distributed then throughout the buildings.
Hey, Randy or Greg, do you have any discussion?
No, I appreciate Teresa for putting all that together and taking care of us again.
Same here, and I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion made, second, to approve the implement plan for 2021 and the 2021 goals and the 2020 accomplishment report. Vote, Randy?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion made, second carried 3-0. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you. And just to follow up with that, since I'm going to be distributing this out to be posted in all the county buildings, we also post the notice of non-discrimination under the Americans with Disabilities Act and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. And that basically is a statement that we won't discriminate against individuals with disabilities in our policies or in the admission of, access to, treatment of, or employment in our programs, services, and activities. And that we will provide appropriate aids and services to facilitate effective communication and also make reasonable modifications to policies and programs to ensure that qualified individuals have an equal opportunity to enjoy our programs and activities and services. So if you all are okay with that, then if you'll just reapprove that policy again, then I will make sure that's distributed out as well. And the combination of the Title VI non-discrimination policy and this policy, we put in also in the newspaper.
Hey, Randy or Greg?
I'll motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and second. For a vote, Greg?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Motion made, second carried 3-0 with an aye.
Okay, the next thing I have is the appropriation request from the Perry County Substance Abuse Committee. And the appropriation request is from the Drug Free Community Fund. This is something that's done every year from the fiscal year 1 year prior to the previous year. What the Substance Abuse Committee is requesting this year is the 2019 funds that were collected from court fees. And that amount was $13,065.87. And from last year, the amount of funds that were appropriated, they did not spend it all due to the pandemic. They just didn't get enough grant requests. So they would like to ask for the remainder of the amount that was appropriated in the previous year, which was $8,738.33. So that totals to $21,804.20. And Connie Berger is the coordinator for the Substance Abuse Committee, and she has laid out the allotment of how the funds are dispersed here into prevention and education for $5,921.58, treatment and intervention, $6,921.58, law enforcement, $5,694.58, and administrative, $3,266.47. Now, those four amounts add up to 1 penny more than what the other two amounts I added up. So I don't know if we need to cut a penny out somewhere. I'm not real sure if there's that extra penny, but we don't want to go in the red. So my guess is we probably should just make the appropriation $21,804.20, and I'll just subtract a penny from the administrative part. Make that 46 cents instead of 47.
Well, that makes sense. Randy or?
Yeah,
Makes 1 cent.
just cut Connie's by 1 penny.
That's right.
Oh my God.
And they use these funds to grant out to for these purposes that are
Right.
stated in this fund, in those line items.
I'll motion to approve that.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and second. Go for a vote. Greg?
Aye.
Andy?
Aye.
I also vote aye, and that's, so this good money well spent. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
That's all I have.
Under miscellaneous, I wanted to bring an update on the animal shelter. I don't remember what the last update was, but we did create, so it may be a little redundant. We did create the special line item by law that the funds from the animal shelter will go to. That line item is established in the auditor's office, and there's been, as of now, $20,000 put in there. Pam, is that all of that's been put in there?
Yes, it is. We have had one utility bill, I think an electric, that we've already had to pay out
Okay,
from it. So we've already gotten one electric bill already.
yeah. And
I
then,
do
We're
know,
just gonna pay
Tom,
it.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Pam.
go ahead.
I do know that there will be another check coming very soon for approximately 12,000. Don't hold me to that exactly, but it'll be approximately 12,000. And there'll be more after that. But that's just the next installment that's coming as they get ready to close out the business. So that should be coming here in the next week or two, I would think.
And there is, the way the law is, being a non-for-profit, I mean, all the money they have has to come out. I mean, it's not like they hold it back.
No.
They can't lawfully hold it back. So, and then also.
Can
the
I ask
commi-
a quick question on this?
Mhm.
Chris, as far as this here where we're paying out this utility, can we just pay this out strictly as a miscellaneous expense, or do we have to keep track of anything? Or do you know of any other major expenses that'll be coming out of this at all?
I don't know any major expenses until we decide the path we're going forward on.
Because if I set it up as a line item, then we have to have appropriation in them. So that's why we're just going to pay them out as a miscellaneous expense, if that's okay, unless you have to keep track of it somehow.
I don't, as long as we can go back later and just show what we spent it on, in case somebody ever questions whether it was
Yeah.
properly spent on.
We
the
can
animal
still
shelter.
run a transaction history of that miscellaneous expense to show where it all went.
That's
Okay,
good.
good.
As long as we're
Okay,
only
great.
spending it on animal shelter. Now,
Yep,
you know,
right.
I don't know exactly what the occasion is when we need to get council approval, so I don't want to usurp them. So if that comes up, you know, if we do need that approval, we certainly need to get it. I just don't know.
Right. Well,
We can
I just
talk
knew
about
we didn't have any appropriation lines, so we just decided just to do it as miscellaneous expenses.
Okay.
So, okay,
Okay.
good.
I don't forget what day it was, but in the last month, we got the official handover from the Perry County Animal Shelter. And I wanted to say that I appreciate the job that they did for the many years that they did it. It is a wonderful facility. The commissioners were handed the keys and given a walkthrough. And I think Chris Goffnet also participated in that. And we had Greg Hendershot, our who takes care of our building maintenance. So he is taking walkthroughs 2 or 3 times a week to make sure everything remains the same, no problems in the building, until we get a permanent tenant in there, or a permanent operator, I guess, so to speak. I met with Herb Landers on the facility, and today he took a lot of pictures. He's got a couple meetings set up with some possible organizations to run the animal shelter. And what that looks like is yet to come, whether we, and Chris, you could weigh in, whether we deed the building to that, if it's got to be a 501c3 and has to follow the guidelines of being for animal shelter purposes, or if we hire them to run the shelter, or if we just contract them to provide shelter services. I believe, and I think Randy will agree with me, that the more hands-off that the commissioners can have on it, probably the better. It worked out, I thought, pretty good when the Animal Shelter Inc. provided animal shelter services. I hope we can come up with just as good of a service through the next operator. But there's a couple meetings set up this month with Herb Landers is running this down a hole. And he also wanted to announce that he has the scanners in. Let me read this. He sent me a text message. The Perry County Animal Welfare Control and Education Board has the microchip scanners in that, and they will be scheduling meetings with the Sheriff's Department, Tell City Police, Candleton Police, and the Troy Marshal and the Health Department to pass out these scanners, these microchip scanners in the hands of law enforcement. So that will help with identifying loose animals, stray or loose animals. But so he wanted that announced. And like I said, he took a lot of photos today and is starting negotiation with some entities, at least one entity, to get this process going so we can get a operating animal shelter as soon as possible. So just wanted to bring everybody up to date. Anybody got anything else for miscellaneous?
Nope.
I did label the keys best I could today, and I still have them. I'll get them back in Teresa's office. A handful of keys, and I didn't get them all identified, but most of them. So we did take a walk through today. So nobody else has anything under miscellaneous. Next meeting?
Your next meeting will be Tuesday, February 16th at 8 a.m. This will be a virtual meeting. And just a reminder too, that after that meeting is over at 9 a.m., that there will be a public hearing for the COVID phase 3 grant through OKRA that is required to do between the proposal and the application.
Yes, and that will have to be our commissioner meeting will have to be closed, and then the public hearing will be open, will be in a different platform, correct, Teresa?
Correct. The public meeting will be publicly advertised as a Zoom meeting.
Right. And Chris, how much public participation how far do we have to go for public participation in that public hearing? Do we need to open it up, or can we operate it on the same platform that we are now?
We need to open it up, and controlling how everybody talks is so they don't run over each other is the hard part. So you may need to have them wave, or use the wave function or whatever it is, so you can kind of go down through the line or send a chat or something so you know they want to speak. Because we will need, for the public hearing, you almost always need their names, so you know who's speaking. And so and Teresa, I think there's a way, isn't there, to do a chat or a nod or wave or something?
Well, we currently don't have the chat on, but if we need to do something like that, but I know that there are reactions that we can put in there for something about a hand wave or something to that effect. I know Jenny Matheis with Indiana 15 will be advertising this in the newspaper, and she already has the link to the Zoom meeting I've got it set up already. So I know that's going to be advertised, and I imagine Jenny will probably be the one doing the running of that meeting. And I'll have a discussion with her so that we make sure that that we get everything where we need.
Yeah, the key is just to allow any member of the public who wants to speak the opportunity to do that.
Correct.
That's the
We
key.
may put everybody on mute as they come in and then unmute them so we can just not, like Chris said, not have everybody talking over top of each other.
Right.
I just played, and in reactions, there's a raise hand that puts a big hand on there.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
Okay, well, that'll work.
Guys, I know I brought this up at the council, and I know Chris has replied to me. These meetings here, that was Zoom, so instead of having, which I know two of you, we have stamps. Chris has said that after these meetings, once you've approved, like for the minutes, if I can go ahead and just put your names down with the /S/. What does that /S/ actually mean, Chris?
It's just,
Is it just illegal?
it just means it was signed. That's
Okay.
That's all it means.
Somebody asked me that, and I thought it was just a legal way, but if you guys are okay with that, or unless you want me to try to, it's getting harder to try to get all these documents signed and everything after you guys have done all these. And if you guys are okay with it, if me and Teresa can go ahead, unless it's a very important document that I definitely have to have your actual signature.
Another way to do it.
like-
Another way to do it, if these guys are uncomfortable with that, is you could always scan it to them and they can PDF sign it or something.
Okay,
I know Greg can do that because he's a computer genius, but so maybe Greg can show the others how to do it if we don't know how. But yeah, there is an easy way to do that, and you could scan the signature pages to them. They can PDF sign and scan them right back. Actually, you don't have to scan
which way
do
do you,
it right there on the
Do it right
computer.
on the screen.
Email it back to them without a scan function.
I've done that for
Me
other
too.
things too, but I'm okay with using my stamp also if that's simpler.
okay,
As long as it's approved, it's good. It's, we just need to make sure there's a reflection in the record that everything was approved, and then that's fine.
I know we have Tom and we have Randy's. I didn't know if Greg was getting a stamp or,
No, you need me to, I can. I didn't know that was a thing that you needed me to do, but yeah, if you need me to do one, that's not a problem. So
okay.
the real approval is on this meeting. So
Okay, it's just for the minutes so I can get them, because that way I can push them off and get them to the state like I'm supposed to. And this way, instead of waiting around trying to get all the signatures. You guys, it's not quite as difficult because we've had stamps, but the council is really my difficult ones, trying to get 7 of them in there to sign things. So,
Teresa, you'll help me with the stamp.
I'll just need to get a few examples of your signatures, and we can certainly get that done. I'll get with you tomorrow. Okay.
Appreciate that.
sounds good. Thanks,
Make it
Greg.
pretty. Make your signature pretty.
Wow, 25 minutes, guys.
Well, it ain't a record. Bill holds a record, but we're doing all right.
Hey, I'll take a 25-minute meeting. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
we'll see y'all next meeting.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You.
Bye-bye.